Love between us was never planned. It just happened slowly, softly, silently, in moments too small for either of us to notice until it became too big to ignore. I never believed fate could twist two opposite lives together, but looking back, I realize every moment, every argument, every smile, every unexpected encounter was leading us somewhere neither of us expected to go. It all started on the first day of my new job at the publishing house, a place I had dreamt of working for since college. I stepped into the building with excitement buzzing through me, clutching my portfolio like my life depended on it. I wanted to impress, to prove myself, to show everyone that I deserved this chance. What I didn't expect was him, Adrian Blackwood, the man everyone whispered about in the hallways, the perfectionist editor, the cold boss, the workaholic genius who demanded excellence and never accepted excuses. They said he was impossible to work with, someone who could shatter your confidence with a single look. And he did look at me that way the first time we met. His eyes sharp, assessing, unreadable. "You're late," he said, even though I wasn't. "Your badge is crooked and your portfolio is upside down." My cheeks burned as I fixed everything quickly. "Are you always this unprepared?" I'm not unprepared, sir," I said nervously. "You're just intimidating." Something flickered in his eyes, but he turned away before I could read it. "Follow me," he said and walked off. And that was the moment everything started. He was cold, distant, emotionless. He didn't smile, didn't joke, didn't talk unless necessary, at least not in the beginning. But I learned later that cold people often hide the warmest hearts. They just didn't know how to show it. For weeks, he barely acknowledged me except to criticize my work. And somehow, I became determined to prove myself not because I wanted approval, but because his expectations forced me to improve. Every night I stayed late rewriting drafts, fixing structure, perfecting tone. And he noticed, even if he pretended not to. One night, long after everyone else had left, I was still at my desk, trying to fix an article that had received his "do it again." The office was silent, empty, dim. I didn't know he was still there. When I dropped my pen out of exhaustion and let out a frustrated sigh, a deep voice spoke from behind me. "You're still here," I jumped. "Sir, I was just, I wanted to fix the piece before tomorrow." He stepped closer, and for the first time his voice softened. "Go home. I want to get it right." He stared at me for a moment, something unreadable in his expression. And then, to my shock, he sat beside me. "Show me," he said quietly. "Let's fix it together." That night changed something between us. He explained things patiently, gently even, pointing out mistakes without the sharpness he used during office hours. And when we finished, he looked at me differently, not like an annoying junior employee, but like someone he respected. "You learn fast," he said. "Faster than most." My heartbeat quickened. "Thank you." After that night, the distance between us began to shift, slowly at first. He started leaving small notes on my desk. "Good work. Fix paragraph 3. It's almost there. This one is excellent." They were so unlike him that I kept every single one. And then came the day everything changed. We were assigned to the same project, editing a best-selling author's new book. It meant long nights, shared deadlines, endless discussions. And one stormy evening, while the thunder shook the windows and the rain blurred the city lights, the power went out in the building. I gasped in surprise, and he chuckled softly, a sound I had never heard before. "You're afraid of storms," he said, watching me with amusement and something else, something much warmer. "Not afraid," I whispered, "just startled." He moved a little closer. "You don't have to pretend with me." Something in the darkness made everything feel intimate. The way his voice softened, the way his eyes lingered on me, the way the silence filled the room like a secret waiting to be spoken. "Why are you always so hard on me?" I finally asked. He hesitated, because I saw potential, and because he didn't finish. "Because what?" I whispered. Lightning lit the room for a second, revealing the conflict on his face. "Because caring about someone at work is messy," he said quietly. And I didn't want to feel that way. My breath caught. "Feel what way?" He didn't answer. Instead, he looked away, ending the moment, but the silence between us had changed. After that night, everything shifted. He became gentler, more attentive. He asked about my day, brought me coffee in the mornings, walked me to the elevator after work. His coldness melted into subtle warmth, a warmth he showed only to me. But love, especially unplanned love, is never smooth. One afternoon I overheard two senior editors gossiping. "The boss is engaged," one whispered. My world froze. Engaged? It felt like someone punched the air out of my lungs. I waited until they left, then confronted him. "Is it true?" I asked, voice trembling. He stiffened. "You're engaged?" His jaw clenched. "It's complicated." "Complicated?" I whispered. "You should have told me, because it matters to you." He asked, stepping closer. "Does it matter?" My throat tightened. "You know it does." He closed his eyes for a painful second. "The engagement was arranged years ago. A family deal. I never wanted it." "Then end it," I said softly. "I can't, not yet." "Why?" "Because my father, he's sick. And he wants this marriage." My heart broke. For him, for us, for everything that stood between us. I stepped back. "We should stop this, whatever. This is—" His eyes widened with desperation. "No, Adrian, don't leave." His voice cracked slightly. "Please?" It was the first time he ever sounded vulnerable, but I shook my head. "I can't be the reason you break your father's heart." I walked away. And he didn't stop me. For days we avoided each other. Work felt like a battlefield. My chest ached every time I saw him. He looked exhausted, broken, like he wasn't sleeping. And then one day, he showed up at my apartment. His shirt soaked from rain, his hair messy, his eyes wild with something raw. "I broke it," he whispered breathlessly. "The engagement." "It's done." I stared at him, shocked. "Why?" "Because love between us was never planned," he said softly, stepping closer. "But it's the only thing that feels right." Tears filled my eyes. "And your father?" "He wants me to be happy," he whispered. "And happiness is only with you." My breath trembled as his hands cupped my face. "Say something," he murmured. "Tell me I didn't lose you." And finally I let the truth spill. "You never lost me." He pulled me into his arms, holding me like he'd been waiting a lifetime. That night he kissed me like every moment we spent apart had been torture, like he needed me to breathe, like all the walls he built around himself had finally shattered. But our story didn't end there. Love is never a straight road. People whispered at work. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said I got promoted because of him. Some said he favored me. Some said he risked his career for me, and maybe he did. But we held on. We fought every doubt, every rumor, every fear. And through it all, he loved me harder, softer, deeper. One evening, months later, he took me to the old rooftop overlooking the city. The sky was orange with sunset, and the wind was gentle. He held my hands, eyes soft with emotion. "When I first met you," he whispered, "I never planned any of this." "Me neither," I said with a smile. He smiled back, a rare, beautiful smile only I ever got to see. "But I'm glad it happened," he said. "Because loving you is the best decision I never made." And right there, on that rooftop, bathed in golden light, he kissed me again, this time not out of fear or loneliness or desperation, but out of love. Pure, unplanned, unstoppable love. Love that wasn't supposed to happen. Love between us that was never planned, but meant to be.